Welcome back to the only channel on the internet that has ever talked about Stranger Things. Once again, the Duffer Brothers have decided to bless us with another Stranger Things Season 4 teaser, this time in the form of 12 stills from the show. Along with introducing us to two completely new characters, they hid so many tiny details in these pictures that literally spell out some of the huge events happening this season. Not to mention some of the biggest, how Eleven will get her powers back at the roller rink, and how Murray and Joyce get to Russia to save Hopper, and how their plane crashes. Welcome back to the channel, it's nice to see you again. If you're new here, I'm Michael J, and this is the place you want to be if you love Stranger Things. I'll be back with more new videos and theories on Stranger Things Season 4 as we get closer to release date. YouTube has a new issue that unsubscribes you from certain channels, so go down and double check to make sure you're still subbed, and if you're not, don't forget to sub so you don't miss out on the new Stranger Things content. We've got a lot to go over today, so let's just jump right into it. Now, right off the bat, it's nice to see that Will's haircut is still the worst thing to ever exist. I know it's true to the era, but I mean, come on, who did he piss off for them to keep doing him dirty like this? The first picture is actually from what looks to be the inside of the buyer's home in California. It seems like the kids just answered the front door, and I bet there's a good chance that it's some kind of government agent that we see in the previous trailer raiding their home and eventually kidnapping Elle. Since Mike isn't in his green jacket that we see him in when all the crap hits the fan, I think we can assume that this visitor will be more docile and less hostile than the next. Eleven looks like she's ready to strike at any moment though. That mixed with a night of no sleep it looks like. If you look at her shirt, you can see this is the same one she wore to the roller rink the night before when she was getting bullied, except for one major difference. In this still, there's a massive brown stain on it, whereas at the rink, her shirt is clean as a whistle, which means that most likely during the bully incident, one of them eventually spills some Coke or beans from the look of this weird stain all over Eleven, pushing her to her limit, making her snap and get her powers back. But more on this in another still. We also see Jonathan being a hothead, if you know what I mean. Looks like Joyce left him in charge of the kids, and now the police are at the house and Eleven's about to kill everyone. We also get another look at his brochacho partner in the back. Next is a nice new picture of Steve and Robin at what looks to be their new job since their last one exploded, revealing a Russian portal and interdimensional demon that tried to kill everyone.
The mall burned down and killed a bunch of people.
Thanks for sharing. Didn't know.
Looks like they finally got that job at the video store we saw them enter last season, and Max and Dustin showed up to get their help again. It almost looks like they're using the video store's computer to look something up, possibly the phone number or home address of a member in the video store's database, possibly the house the kids pay a visit to later this season. Steve looks confused as always, good to see him back as his normal self. And would you look who just walked in the door? Is that Freddy Krueger, or at least someone that looks like him? I'm sure there will be tons of head nods to Robert Englund, who is playing Victor Creel this season, as he used to play the OG killer himself. Also, I really appreciate Dustin's thinking cap. I could use one of those. I think it would make for a cool piece of merch. Next still, finally, another look at Hopper in what looks to be a Russian prison. I feel like it's possible that instead of snow falling, these could actually be spores and he's in the Russian prison in the Upside Down. But honestly, most times the Upside Down will be all blue with no other light, and seeing that big orange light in front of him, I'd say there's a better chance he's still in the actual Russian prison. Maybe about to fight the demo dog we see him kill in the poster. So many cool Easter eggs. Definitely go watch that video after if you haven't seen it yet. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe. It's one simple click that most people can do in under 3 seconds if you're fast enough. And it really helps me out and supports the channel so I can keep making more Stranger Things content. I'll take all the help I can get. Next up is super interesting. Check this out. Erica, Dustin, and Lucas all in Nancy's room? Yeah, that's definitely Nancy's room, but what on earth are they all looking at? Is that a light bright? It says MB on the back. Milton Bradley was an old school toy publisher back in the day. Let's see if we can find this real quick. Oh my gosh, no way. Is this it? This is it. Okay, holy cow. It's 100% a light bright. That's so cool, but why? For those of you who don't know what this thing is, a Lightbright was this toy that was this light box with a black screen over it with holes that you could put colored pegs in to make cool designs so it looked neat when you lit it up. But my guess is maybe the kids will use the light box to see some kind of secret hidden message on a piece of paper, something that will probably lead them to the video store looking for the address, which will then take them to the house we see in a second. But next up is one of my favorite pictures they released, another beautiful shot of Joyce and Murray in snowy Russia on their way to rescue Hopper, no doubt. but if you look behind them, you can see that the plane they flew here in is crashed. This is crazy. I feel like this is a huge spoiler for them to release so early. This almost guarantees that all the groups will end up meeting together in the Upside Down like the poster they released implied. All the storylines leading all our characters to the same point, because they're definitely not leaving in this plane. I wouldn't be surprised if Murray piloted a Russian craft back, but I'm kinda hoping they hop through a Russian portal to meet back up with the kids. Joyce and Murray look a little beat up from the plane crash, but so far looks like nothing too serious, thank goodness. Love their outfits, I can't wait for this storyline. Now, next is one of the images that everyone's freaking out the most over. Here we see the kids. Argyle, the new character, Jonathan's friend. It's cool that we're seeing more shots of him finally. I'm curious if he'll be a new fan favorite character. Seems like they're introducing a lot of new characters this season. No doubt they took his pizza van over here. Will is chilling in the back with that scary bowl cut of his. Mike is front and center asking the questions, and poor Jonathan is off to the side like a kite, probably thinking about how much trouble he's going to be in when Joyce gets home from Russia. But the craziest thing about this picture is that it's the same room we saw in season 3. It looks like we'll be getting a little more Suzie this season. Personally, I'm kinda happy that she'll have an opportunity to redeem herself after getting Hopper and Billy brutally killed last season with her musical number. Yeah, this is definitely Suzie's room. The wallpaper is the exact same, there's that blue slanted part of the wall, even the BYU poster. BYU is in Salt Lake City, that's where Suzie is. Looks like a Girl Scout sash is hanging on her wall, and there's even the mic she was using to prolong everyone's pain in season 3 with. All of this is so cool, but why are they at Suzie's house? Mike now has on the Oh Crap green jacket that we see him wearing during the shootout at the Byers house, probably when they take L, and this is probably also after that shot of them in the back of the van looking distressed after something bad happened to L in the desert. But why here? At this point in the story, they've already done the reveal in the desert, raided the Byers house, and kidnapped L after she gets her powers back. My guess is that since we know the government is listening to all their phone calls, it's way too risky to go back to their house and try to contact the others. And Suzie is the only other person that has a strong enough radio at this point to reach anyone out of their short range without using a phone. So maybe they went here to ask for her help in contacting the others. Still definitely weird to not see Dustin with them. I'm sure he'll be jealous. Next, we get another still from the Creel house, one we've seen in the trailer. Love Nancy's look. The hair to body ratio is insane on this girl. Love the poofy 80s hair. Next is where the kids have been trying to get to with all their searching for clues. No idea what's here, but they're all standing on a bed. Looks like they didn't use that door behind them. It looks like they've tied a bunch of pillowcases or towels or bed sheets together to make a rope from the ceiling to the bed. They're either sneaking in through the ceiling or they were caught locked up and sneaking out through the ceiling. Either way, I'm super curious to see what they find here. Maybe something to aid them in the initial discovery of the Creel house. Now, this next photo is very intriguing. Nancy and a dressed up Robin behind her in what is most definitely Penhurst Mental Asylum, where the now Victor Creel is being kept. If we zoom in to Nancy's visitor sticker, we can see she's using the name Ruth for her visit, and Robin is going by Pam, maybe? Why on earth are they using different names? Maybe the only way they can get Victor Creel to talk to them is by dressing up and pretending to be the people he used to know in his past life. It really seems like all the teams in Hawkins are really working towards getting info on the Creel murders and trying to figure out just what happened that night. Victor claimed that a demon killed his family and now he's locked up in an insane asylum? If this truly was the Upside Down's first interaction with Hawkins, this is going to play a huge role in figuring out why a connection was established in the first place and what do the things from the Upside Down want. I can't wait to see Victor Creel this season. I love how hard they're leaning into the horror side of things. I really hope they don't hold anything back. Next is a still from what will be a very crucial moment of the series. Most likely, this is where we'll see Eleven get her powers back. As you can see from the lights and the shirt, they're at the roller rink and then the bullying starts. Something gets spilled on Eleven, pushing her over the edge, and she absolutely demolishes whoever the unlucky bullies are, hopefully going full carry mode on them. Will looks absolutely terrified. Eleven looks like she's confused or realizing that she just got her powers back, and Mike is just shocked at the big hole in the bully's face. I'm sure it won't be that gory, but still, this is going to be one of those moments. I just feel like we're going to be really rooting for Elle this season as she's trying to make the best of their move to California as she tries to make a normal life for herself. As much as all of the others don't like her, she's just trying to make friends and be a normal kid. Now, for the next still, we finally get to see a shot of a new character, Eddie Munson, from the kids' new D&D group they become a part of after the Byers left. Definitely looks like an older student at Hawkins. I love that they're still keeping the Dungeons and Dragons aspect of the show, even though everyone's gotten so much older. It looks like they're getting into some advanced campaigns now, which is nice. I'm sure that'll add on layers to the story elements as well. We can also see a glimpse of another member of the Hellfire Club behind what looks to be be Dustin sitting in front of the camera. I can only imagine whose mom's basement they're in this time. Now, the final still they released is super interesting. Not only is it our first shot of this gang featuring Steve, Eddie, Nancy, and Robin together, but it is also the first shot of the kids in what looks to be the Upside Down. Almost every time we've been in the Upside Down, the lighting is entirely blue and there's no real direct light coming from anywhere. It looks like there's some trees behind them maybe, and Steve and Nancy are pretty beaten up. It doesn't look like Steve's had his underwater scene yet, his hair's still pretty dry, but he is in a different jacket, not like something he normally wears, maybe closer to what Eddie will dress like, but even then, we've got no idea how they brought him into this. It looks like they're all looking at something either terrifying or challenging, and I can only hope it's a Demogorgon or some new upside down monster they'll cook up for this season. Tell me in the comments what you're most excited to see this season. It's going to be crazy. And go watch this other Stranger Things video. I'll see you soon with another one, but until then, I'll see you in the comments. Peace.